Dude, no way he's fighting the trend with like 80 to 50 cons on multiple trades, dude. Is he for real?
I don't know, man, but that's pretty insane. This dude was averaging down against the trend like at all-time highs on NQ with 84 contracts short. It was nuts.
Welcome back to another episode of the Coast to Coast Trader Podcast. I'm Robbie.
And I'm Joe. How you doing, man?
Good to see. I'm good, Joe. Good to see you.
See you
We got a
too.
whole bunch of stuff we're talking about. I want you to lead the way with this trade from Ace the Kid. Ace of Trades. My bad.
Yeah, Ace of Trades. So this guy, dude, I don't know what his trade was, but he definitely duped me because I saw this post and he said I went on tilt. I need tips and advice, and the realized P&L here is minus $11,000. And I'm like, well, what my comment was first of all was just why not just set a max daily loss so you'd be locked out, right? Well, it turns out he probably was just clickbait and rage baiting everybody because he's actually a pretty good trader and was once on the leaderboard here for over 260K.
Yeah, it definitely fooled us when he shared it. I was thinking the same stuff. And just if you hadn't done that research, I could have just would have taken that post at surface value. Actually, in the same way that I kind of fell for that when Selling Grips posted a couple of trades some episodes back.
Yep.
And it just kind of reminds us that one man's 10K daily loss limit or whatever is perhaps another person's $200 loss limit.
Yeah.
As it scales up, so does the pain.
Exactly. So, anyways, I mean, he got me. It happens, but losing 11K in a day is one thing, but this guy seems to be all right. So, but it's a perfect way for us to talk about this new feature that Topstep has with their back to funded.
Yeah. So the situation is that they're going to let you pay $5.99, I believe, for a sim to funded reset up to 2 times. But there's kind of a catch here because you can't have taken a payout on the account.
Yeah.
So what do you feel about that, man?
I mean, first thing is it's $4.99 right for 50K versus TPT allows this at $6.49 for 50K. So it's a little bit cheaper than TPT. However,
yeah,
but when you factor in like on TPT, like the average 50K account is about $100, all in. So in this one,
there's no activation fee.
There's no activation fee. So, really you'd be at $7.49, right? Call it $7.50 for the TPT resetted account if you reset it one time. Where with this, because of the $49 fee plus the $149 for the activation, you're looking at another $198 here. Let's just round up here. You got $500. You're at $700. So either $750 versus $700. But if you've taken a payout on TPT, you can still do the reset. Here you can't. It's I don't know. I mean, I think ultimately this is going to be very, very appealing to somebody who has had a big blow to their emotions where they took a long time to pass the evaluation and then they blew the funded and they're like, man, I don't want to do this again with my evaluation. I want to just go right back to being funded.
Yeah, and I think it's also kind of potentially dangerous for the same exact reasons. A lot of us will have that lack of control on a tilt day, and then we'll load up the combines or the evaluations again, and it's just a click of a button basically to reset. Well, so I presume I haven't attempted to reset a sim to funded yet, but I presume it's just as easy as buying one.
Yeah,
and it's go ahead.
No, I was going to say the most important thing that anybody should remember with this thing is that from their own acknowledgement, right? Like Michael Patek, the CEO of Topstep, said this himself. He said last year in 2024, only 12% of all Topstep traders received a payout. So, this means the other 88% here, if they're passing evaluations, I don't know what percent of the Topstep traders pass evaluations, but I think that was over half. So you're looking at about like 38% of traders that this applies to, and this is potentially going to be a huge cash cow for them, and they know it.
Yeah, and I would probably just say if you've never gotten a payout, then this is definitely not for you. This is like a huge trap waiting to just snatch an extra $500 out of your wallet.
Absolutely, absolutely. And like
Yeah.
as always, nothing that we talk about here is financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only, right? But you have to think about this logically here. We're advising you to be protective of your capital. I mean, if we're advising, we're not even advising. I would say we're describing this as, hey, be protective of your capital and like really think before you just go click and spend $500, because there is no guarantee in the market that you're gonna be able to turn that into a payout. And if you do, if you're able to withdraw $700, you're at break even. It was $49
Yeah.
for one evaluation, $149 for the funded fee, and now $499 for the reset. You need $700 on a withdrawal to bring you to break even.
Which psychologically could add a lot of extra pressure for you, because now you not only do you now want to recoup the initial 150 plus 50 for the activation and the original cost, but now you want to you want to get the activation fee plus some. So like you were saying, what if you were taking a long grind, like 1 month, 2 months to actually pass, and you have tilt, or maybe you didn't even tilt, but maybe just a slow grind of a few weeks or more, you lost that account. And I can rationalize and understand your mindsets, like, man, I want to get back to the funded because I don't want to wait another month or another 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, I mean, if the money's not coming in, I think at this point you probably have more time than money.
Yeah, yeah, and in reality, guys, the one thing with trading is the market's not going anywhere, right? So the slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Saying,
Hmm.
the old adage is really the best thing to apply here. And if it's me, and I am still a huge fan of Topstep. I think between Topstep and the Topstep X platform, really Project X platform, with all the tools to be able to lock yourself out, to set max loss limits, I think now you can restrict which instruments you trade. So you can make sure you're only trading MNQ and not NQ, etc.
Hmm.
All of those tools available to you, I think it's a fantastic way to get into trading and to minimize your downside. That is the number one thing that everybody should look to do when approaching the market, right? Is how can I be the most protective of my capital? How can I limit the amount of market tuition that I have to pay in order to determine if I can even become good at this, right? Because not everybody is going to be
Right.
a successful trader, right? So you don't have to throw away thousands of dollars, you know, and of course you can paper trade, right? But if you want to get the feel for it live, micros on an evaluation account is an extremely cheap way to get into the markets, right? And I think Topstep is a great place to do that, but I wouldn't do this. I would not do this personally.
Yeah, so we're looking at roughly $700 um, between Topstep or TPT.
Hmm.
But for the same token, Joe, have you ever traded with Tradeify?
No, I haven't, but I'm actually going to start this week, bro. Rake Trades is doing those giveaways, and he says he's going to give it away. I think is it 1,000 accounts he's
1,000.
given? Bro, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
I think he's already given away like roughly 300
Yep, yep.
across all sorts of different platforms. I think he's going to be starting up again next week.
Yep, that's correct. And so he was doing the Tradeify giveaway, and being that I don't have them, I jumped in that. I just clicked the little button on his Discord to sign up for the giveaway, and I won it. I won a 50K growth account. So um, I'll be taking my stab at it this week. I believe it's one day to pass. I'm not going to try to pass it one day, but
Hmm.
my intention is to just throw it on the copier with my other trades and pass it when it passes. And it would be pretty sick to actually be able to get to a point of a withdrawal, because it's infinite profit percentage.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You'll be the goat. One day we'll be like, hey, how I made $1 million starting from nothing.
Dude, literally, that's literally going to be the clickbaity title that I hope we can talk about in here. Joe turns a click of his button into $1,000 payout or something crazy,
Yeah, it's like the Thanos snap, but like
Yeah,
materialized stuff.
yeah, exactly.
But guys, the reason we're bringing up Tradeify is because they're bringing up some really huge updates, and we were actually just kind of segueing because of the whole sim funded resets.
Hmm.
But if we're talking about potentially $700 for a sim funded reset, you could really just get about two brand new straight to funded accounts from Tradeify.
That's right. That's right. You can. Yeah. So, um,
So there's a lot of options on the table if you want to really get into it.
that's right.
But of course, we're not necessarily recommending this for for newer people. Like if you have experience passing pretty quickly and you've gotten payouts, then I think these direct to funded are a good route for some people.
That's right. That's definitely right. But they have Tradeify did make some rule changes. So you want to start talking about because they made 5 updates. If you want to start looking at, or talking about this first update here, I'll pull up what the price is for the instant funded so that we can have them for reference.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. So like this is the biggest one. Obviously, there's 5 major updates, but I believe was it 7 or 10 days originally. Well, actually, maybe you don't know because you hadn't traded with them before, but I think it was 7+ days before you could take a payout.
Mm-hmm.
And so this big announcement here, number one, is no more waiting. Pretty much 1 day basically for a payout. Of course, they're saying it depends if it's a straight to funded account versus the evaluation stage, like the
Exactly.
growth or advanced accounts.
Exactly. And so when it comes to their Lightning accounts, that's when you're talking about you can basically just get 2. Here they are. Here's the 50K Lightning. This is instant funding right here. And and they actually have a daily loss limit, so like you can't blow this in a day, which I think is a good thing. I think it's a very, very good thing. You have a trailing max drawdown, right? So that's a poor thing, right? Because you could technically basically blow this account in a day, if you intraday have like go up 750 in profits and then end up losing 1250, basically the account's blown. So that's a bummer. That's a bummer. But oh no, I'm sorry. I can't. I take that back. Hold on.
Oh, this is not trailing. Oh, yeah.
It's not trailing. Sorry, it's not intraday trailing. It's end of day trailing. My bad. So yeah, you can have up to 5 of these accounts. But if you are thinking about doing a reset, it's like, hold on. Why would I do a reset? I can just go and instant funded right here.
Yeah, for real.
And now they have.
So then we're also. Sorry, Joe. Before we get into that, because that's going to be one of the features coming up. Shoot, I was just derailed. Never mind. Go ahead.
But anyways, look, 20% consistency rule for payouts, right? So that's pretty low. That is definitely pretty low. That is the drawdown. That's
exactly where I was going.
Yep.
Yeah. So like versus Topstep, 50%, take profit trader, 40%.
Yeah.
So that's potentially a limitation depending on your style of trading. Or how eager you are, which could be a good or a bad thing, right?
Yeah, and well, Topstep doesn't have any consistency rule at all.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can. That's the thing with Topstep is you can get lucky and YOLO it and something and make 2K, 3K, or whatever on a trade with 2 contracts, and then if you do
I
that,
guess I misspoke because I guess there's no consistency, but you have at least 2 days to pass on Topstep.
Right.
So sort of there's a consistency, but not really.
Yep. Exactly. So
yeah.
Update number 2, they ended up boosting the amounts that you can get for payouts. So this would affect me with the growth account.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I didn't know they had a maximum on the initial payout, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
But obviously, with the consistency rule, it would be harder to make a larger amount than that as 20% consistency versus like somebody else that has a smaller consistency rule,
right,
or no consistency rule.
Right. So basically what I'm going to be looking at with this growth account is I need to get to a minimum of balance of 53,000, and then it looks like the maximum I can withdraw would be 1,500. So, that's, and honestly, and that leaves you with about half the account balance in drawdown of remaining. So that's fine. That's definitely fine.
But it scales as you get each payout, you get more and more unlocked.
Exactly.
In the future. So that's great.
Yep, exactly, for sure.
So you're leveling up by getting payouts, and they're also helping you and enabling you by giving you more.
Yep. And then from there, from the 4th payout on, you're eligible for 3,000. Now, if you keep this in mind compared to Apex, right? Because I do believe this is a end of day trailing drawdown account. So this sure, let me just make sure. Growth accounts 50K is end of day trailing, right? So this is actually like pretty damn good. If you compare it to something like Apex, right? Where
they're making you trade 10 days before you can even get a payout.
8 days,
and they're also 8 days.
Yep.
And then oftentimes they're just denying and then asking for more trade reviews and stuff.
Yeah,
This looks very appealing.
it definitely does. Yeah.
Hmm.
And the trailing max drawdown increases. The daily loss limit increases to trailing max drawdown when the profit hits 6%.
Yeah, on the next slide there.
Yep.
Yeah,
Sure.
which is pretty cool. And then so not only are they increasing the daily loss limit, but now once you get payouts, they're also reducing the or allowing you to take bigger trades
Mm-hmm.
by reducing the consistency.
Yep.
They say reducing, but that I want to say increasing because the number's bigger, but
Right.
you know how it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they've
Exactly.
reduced that.
Exactly. So it's pretty good.
Hmm.
It's definitely pretty solid. And then the daily loss limit is now dynamic. So on growth and lightning funded accounts, on the funded accounts, once you reach plus 6%, the daily loss limit increases to the max drawdown. So example, on a 150K lightning account, the daily loss limit moves from 3,750 to 6,000 once you hit that 159 balance. So essentially, once you hit 53,000 on your funded account, your daily loss limit essentially moves to the entire account balance, right? It moves to um, or no, I'm sorry, it moves to 6,000. So it moves up. It moves up considerably.
Yeah, that's great.
Yep. Yep.
And then last but not least, Project X and Quant Tower support. I think uh, we know one person that uses Quant Tower, I think,
Yeah.
but
I don't have any experience with it.
obviously a lot of Project Xers because of Topstep. So that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And overall, like the cost of the accounts on Project X isn't terrible, right? So
Yeah.
50K account here. I don't know. I'm surprised that this is the most popular, the 150s.
Yeah.
Uh,
Right.
but but yeah, because the reason I'm surprised by that is the trailing max drawdown here. So you have a $2,000 max risk to hit 3,000, right? That's like 2/3. Where this is less than 2/3 here on the stop
Yeah.
versus the profit target. This is harder with a tighter window.
Yeah.
But the one thing I
Pretty
do
good
like,
changes.
yeah, I agree. I agree. Very good changes. And the one thing I do like too is that the max size is smaller. So I think that this helps people because I've come across plenty of people, and I myself have done it too when I've been on tilt. You go in with max size, and bigger just means a faster blow up. So,
Yeah. Speaking of max size, though, dude, gosh, you shared that X post from Patrick Wieland,
mm-hmm,
and I had actually seen a couple of days earlier he was taking an even bigger trade. So I
mm-hmm,
think the one that you posted was like something 50 something cons on NQ, and he was shorting. And I think the one that I saw was like 80 plus, and he was continuing to average into his position like negatively.
mm-hmm.
And I don't understand how he could possibly do this based on the props that we know about and the maximum position size that they allow. So is this just legitimately paper trading?
Dude, I mean, I don't know what this is, man. I feel like this is maybe gotta be like, the only thing is, like, unless Tradeify shows you the total position, like when it adds up all of the accounts you have copy traded here, but otherwise this doesn't really make sense. First off, this trade is crap. Like, this is absolutely a crap trade. You're pushing up you're in all-time highs, just moving up, moving up, moving up here. And then he's
It's
like,
hilarious, Joe, because actually I caught the long on this trade
yeah,
to for the previous all time high retest around the opening range,
yep.
and then the next leg up, and I got a really lucky exit, like a point from the top, and that was it for my day. And I'm just kind of surprised to see him throwing so much size fighting the trend here.
Yeah, I am too. I think this must be the 1 minute chart as well.
Yeah, it is.
It's the 1 minute chart, right? So
Hmm.
he's where is he short? I'm trying to find this exact sort of setup here. 115.
I want to say it was right after the second or the first pullback from the all time high. So like we flagged there for a little bit, and then like maybe 10 minutes later,
Mm-hmm.
we get that second flag off the EMAs, and then the breakout is when he starts to short.
Yeah, this is a fantastic long dip right here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so good. Like that's your
I think I got
50.
82 on the entry on that one.
Yeah, this is your 15-minute or 30-minute, whatever it is. This is your orb high. So whether you use the 5, the 15, the 30-minute, this is this right here. If I'm not mistaken. No, maybe we're a little bit above that. I'm sorry. This is your initial balance high break. So this is your first 1 hour of trading. But you're already outside of that orb. So it breaks out, it comes back, it hits you with this like slow, subtle flag retest, which pretty sure Patrick says he trades, and then it just like pops up.
Oh yeah. I mean, I haven't watched a lot of his videos, but legitimately he is pointing out the flag. Like what is this? It's a flag. And you know his personality. And I think it would have been kind of cool if we could have played some of his clip on this trade.
Mm-hmm.
But his language it's a little bit too much.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
But I don't understand this first entry here. Like I think this is just like completely asinine, right? Like even this just a bullish candle here, closes near the highs on the one, popping up off of the EMAs. Your 1 minute EMAs are fanned out pretty nicely. This looks like this is probably yeah, this is a 9 and 20 EMA setup, or maybe like 9 and 21, whatever. But this is pretty strong. This is definitely a pretty strong look to it. He starts getting in here, and he averages down, averages down, averages down, averages down. This is actually, him just adding to the position, I guess, and then he's 84 cons short, but he's only going to buy one here and one here. The only explanation to it, this is not paper trading. The only explanation to this is that this is a combination of all of his accounts and how many contracts he's short total. But I don't know.
That's a good point. I don't know anybody that uses the Tradeify copy trader, but if we do, we should actually ask. Or if you guys know, drop it in the comments if you use the Tradeify copier, and then let us know. Does it actually combine your position size on this screen? That'd be interesting to know.
Yep, it would be interesting to know for sure. So it's a
yeah.
But for what it's worth here, I think this trade is dumb. I think this trade is super dumb. You're just trying to call the top here, and he could have gotten freaking squeezed out. So
yeah, because I mean, it's one thing if there was previous levels, but I mean, we're breaking out of previous all time high with some strength here, and you have no level to base why you would even consider shorting.
Yep, exactly, and the only way you're going to get the only way you're going to be able to get away with doing this type of trading behavior is in a prop sim funded account, right? So you're not, you're not doing this in the live market because you're going to get steamrolled eventually and you're going to regret it. But when you're in a sim funded account and your risk is, passing the evaluation fee, if he even has evaluation fees at this point with his affiliates, and then the funded fee, if there even is that, I mean, for the average trader, you're talking about maybe a total of $1,000 risk here with copy trading this across multiple accounts.
Right.
But not wise. So
yeah, for sure. There's actually one thing that we kind of missed when we were talking about the Topstep sim to funded resets, which was MyFundedFutures actually posting on X on September 4th.
That's right.
And they are doing the same sim funded reset, but they're only charging $199.
That's right. So with this, up to
3 resets per account?
Okay. Yep. And then
payout schedules reset, earn up to 5 payouts. So that also seems like a better deal. So I mean, there's a lot of options now for people that want resets. So now you just have to weigh what your time's worth versus these fees.
Yeah, this is actually like pretty damn cheap because if you think about this, the actual core evaluation is like $100 to 120 something bucks, depending on like what you get in the deal and all that stuff. And it takes at least 2 days to pass. So this is actually a very tempting deal. Very tempting.
Yeah, but asterisk, right? Because on the bottom it says limited time from September 4th to 17th, which is Wouldn't you know it? FOMC.
Is the 18th.
Uh, oh, it's the 18th. Okay,
I
well,
I think,
but
yeah. Oh no, it's the 17th. It's the 17th, bro. It's
okay,
literally on Wednesday.
yeah. So
Oh.
I mean that's kind of like a good bait counter to Topstep, but let's see if they maintain this. Because if they maintain it, then that's fantastic. But if not, then this just feels like one of those.
Mm.
Um, oh, we're going to do this to kind of jab at the competition to say that we have a better deal, but
Mhm.
it's just a very temporary sort of like, let's get some customers because we're just it's the sale, right? The lost leader sale sort of thing.
For sure, for sure. The one thing to remember too with MyFundedFutures, and this is true for several different prop firms, is you
Hmm.
cannot have an open position like 2 minutes prior to 2 minutes prior to FOMC at 2 p.m. and then the 2 minutes after. So
After,
you have to have that little
yeah,
bit of window there where you're not actually trading the potential big spike or drop.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's sometimes the rules get a little bit fuzzy because they have no restrictions when it's the evaluation versus the
Mhm.
you know actual funded account. So you guys just got to look them up for whichever accounts you're using.
Absolutely. The last
Yeah,
thing, we have one more prop update too is Trade Day. Trade Day. So I like Trade Day, bro, and I've been enjoying trading with them.
nice.
They do daily payouts like TPT. The rule there with their daily payouts is that you have to make at least $250. That or you basically you have to have more than $250 that's eligible for withdrawal. So like
Okay.
I'm a big fan of paying myself. I found this out kind of quote unquote the hard way one day when I made only $230 and I went to go do the
Hmm.
withdrawal and in order to withdraw it, I would have had to take some out of because you can withdraw below into that buffer zone, but in that buffer zone, essentially below the 52K mark, you're giving up half your profits. So like it's 50-50 split under there, and then it's 80-20 above the buffer. So
Interesting.
I was like, oh well, that's fine. I'll just wait the next day, and then I traded the next day, and then took it all in one shot.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Nice.
but the cool thing that Trade Day does too is that after you've made $50,000 in profits, you actually get a 90-10 profit split. It goes up.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
yes,
Nice,
so
dude.
I was like, all right, that's something to like really try to hang around with these guys and trade smart with, and it's 5 days to pass now, which is great. The other thing too is the pricing on these accounts. So
Hmm.
the $50,000 intraday drawdown, which is essentially the same thing as Apex. You can have up to 5 minis. Um, the only thing there is it's 5 days past, but $59 all in.
Okay, cool.
So and but you can only have 3 sim funded accounts, which is still plenty. Like you have the opportunity to earn some serious cash every week with those 3 fundeds if you are a skilled trader.
Yeah, I'm checking out their website right now, and they have a configurator, so you could sort of like build your own account, whether you want intraday, end of day, or a static drawdown, and
Yeah,
then which size. Trade
yeah.
Day X, I guess that's Project X.
You know what? Let me pull up trade day and we'll just show it on the screen here. I think
Okay.
that is. I do think that
Yeah, that would make
is.
sense.
They're
And then Quant Tower too.
it, I have to go into sign up. I have to go sign up, huh?
Click on pricing.
Oh, pricing. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is cool. So you can do. It must be Trade X is the same thing as like Project X.
Hmm.
But if you want, I like Ninja Trader, so I use Ninja Trader. I went intraday and then 50K,
Hmm.
and it shows you it's a 69. But if you actually go into buy, and then I think you do TD40. So
Right now
Thomas,
it's 30% right now.
yeah. But if you go in there and you change the code, I think if you it's TD, so
Oh.
like touchdown or Thomas Delta, so TD40,
Hmm.
it actually still worked, and so
Oh,
I
okay, cool.
I was able to to confirm that this week. So I did blow an account, or I think technically I blew 2 accounts. So yeah, I bought 2 more back or whatever. But the cool thing is you can have a maximum of 6 accounts at all times. So like I
Hmm.
already had 2 that were passed, so I basically just kind of like refreshed them. And you can then you can, start passing the other ones. So you can have 3 that are passed that they won't rebill you on, that are kind of just sitting there, and you can have your 3 that are sim funded that you're working on. And so my personal goal is to trade those 3 as individual ones and try to withdraw funds from them every day.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great, dude.
And the one thing,
besides the fact that there's an account limitation, between all the other brokerages that you're working with, there's plenty of accounts to let you trade, nonstop.
Exactly. And the cool thing too with Trade Day, I have to say this, is they are far superior to TPT in terms of their actual payout. So as long as you get your, I think it's like the withdrawal in by like 6:30 Central Time. So basically, like when the market closes, you'll see that they update their website somewhere between like 5:15 and like 5:45. You can go in and immediately request that payout, and like those payouts, that's what I've been doing. And like, so that payout, I get the Rise email like very early the next morning, like 3 a.m. Hey, the money's in your Rise account. Click withdraw. Instantly, that money's dropped into my bank account. So I'm getting the payout like within, depending on when I wake up, within like 12 hours of the request, right? Which is cool because TPT was always just like, you have to wait until after midnight for it to reset. And then there's no refreshing. Like they don't do anything on Saturdays. So then like Monday, your withdrawal request is in and you have to wait for them to remove the funds from the account. And like, if you don't, or depending on where your balance is, you can't trade it.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because I saw somebody posting on X is like, we have same day delivery with Amazon sometimes, and prop companies, you can do better than this. Basically, in regards to how they process payouts, sometimes taking several days.
Yeah, exactly. The fastest one though is MyFundedFutures. Like that is, I mean, literally instantaneous. Like within it, like they literally have their like do like trying to track her, and it is literally like to the second they will tell you requested it at 6:59 p.m. and 12 seconds. Funds sent 6:59 and 14 seconds. Like it is so fast, so fast.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep, it's the fact
they're
the fastest one. So, all right, bro, what do you think? Wrap it?
Yeah, let's wrap it.
Hell yeah, guys. Well, best of luck with your trading this week. Thank you for tuning in.
I'll catch you on the next one.
Hell
like
yeah.
And subscribe.
That's right. Like and subscribe.
Hit the notification button, all that stuff.
Yeah, comment. We'll see you guys later.